Hello, hello, my fellow crafters. Today I'm going to show you a few ideas on how to make kind of Valentine's or Galentine's cards. Mine are all for girls, for my friends. They are a bit different, and you can customize and you can also use them, sorry, all year long if you want to for different occasions. And if you haven't done your Valentines with maybe the little ones in your life yet, these ideas might inspire you. So the first thing I want to show you is how I store my scraps. These are like the random full sheets of colored cardstock that I have, special cardstock. I keep them all together by color. So if it's metallic, glittery, or whatever, it will go with the regular cardstock as well. And then I also keep the little pieces in here. I know some people don't keep like the very, very tiny pieces, but I do. Like, I won't keep it if it's like an inch by an inch or something like that. But if it's like half a panel or strips, which is what I'm going to cut today, very thin strips, I keep them as well. And you can see that I have a few like wider strips in here, and I separate them by color. So I have one for pinks, one for reds, one I actually don't have one for oranges. I keep it with the yellow ones, and then greens, teals, blues, and purples. I also have separate full sheets in other sizes, but this is how I store the smaller ones. Then every time I need a smaller piece for a die cut or something like that, this is where I go to. I usually don't take it from the full sheets until I see that there isn't a smaller size that I can use. It works for me, so it's a suggestion. I wanted to share it with you. I know I've shown it in previous videos, where it's like, for me, I find it extremely helpful, so I hope it works for you as well. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is select some colors that I want to use, some shades, and I'm going to cut them into very thin strips and some that are not that thin. I actually am not measuring them at all. I am a bit inspired today by Laura Basson. Laura Basson is the one who likes to use thin colored strips on her cards, and I love it. I don't know you, but I've been tired of using only winter colors and whatnot. I am missing all the colors. I am missing the happiness that all the colors bring me. So I thought I would make a very colorful set of cards. I'm not going to use them as a set, but I was hoping to give you a few different ideas and inspiration, and you can choose what you like the most. So you can see here, some of them are thinner, some of them are wider, and I'm going to do the same thing with all the shades that I chose and all the colors. I'm going to speed this up because you don't need to see me doing it in detail. It's just the same thing over and over. And then I'm going to use them in two separate panels. You can see that I am taking some of the 12 by 12 paper that I have here as well. When I couldn't find the shades that I needed, I really don't have that much orange. I also realize I don't have that much red at the moment either. I need to go and buy myself some. I am so blessed at the moment that I live right across from the biggest paper mill, I think, in the country, maybe in South America. So, yeah, that's been making some damage in my wallet. But I'm also going to use adhesive paper. This one is from Altenew, but you can use whatever you prefer, whatever you trust the most. I'm just going to cut two panels, two panel sizes of this adhesive. And usually I would get like a piece of printing paper to use behind them, but this time I'm not going to do it. And it worked. So it's just a suggestion. This adhesive is a bit on the thicker side, and normally I would put a paper, just regular copy paper, on one side and then add the strips to the opposite end. But I thought, let me try it without the paper. Let's see how it goes. And it works. It's a bit floppy, but it works. So all I'm doing here is I'm adding usually like one lighter strip and one darker strip of each shade of each color that I have, and I'm following the order of the rainbow. I added the pink in between red and purple, and I'm going to repeat them. I added them diagonally. I start from the center and then I work outwards. I think that works best for me, but you can use whatever order works for you, of course, whatever works best. And then I'm gonna start trimming down the ends because I didn't have that many. Like I just cut 2 strips in each width from each shade. So I had to start like trimming off the excess and adding that. And then the second panel, I'm gonna use those thicker strips. So the first one, I tried to use the thinner. I did have to add some of the thicker ones kind of towards the end. And then for this one, I'm adding just the thicker ones, the wider ones, maybe it's best to say. And then I'm doing the same thing. So I'm doing one darker shade, one lighter shade, and going according the order of the rainbow. And that's it. That's all I'm doing for now. I'm gonna leave that backing paper from the adhesive in the back so I can die cut hearts out of this. I went through my stash and I grabbed all the dies with hearts that I wanted to use. I chose the sizes and I started with the bigger sizes of dies. I placed them and then I filled the remaining space with the smaller ones. You're gonna see here in a second. I'm just gonna run it through the die cutting machine off screen. I also made sure to press them all down very well with my bond folder to make sure that they were stuck, that they wouldn't move. And then I die cut as many as I could. I believe I had 12 hearts die cut from those 2 panels. Some of them are tiny and they won't have all the range of colors, but that's okay. And then I'm going to start the first card using a white card base. I think all of them I'm going to use white card bases. And then this older dotted background stamp from Altenew. If you have any backgrounds that have the tiny dots, that will work. This is just an idea. I will show you other ideas later. So the way I like to do this, because I'm going to stamp straight onto my card base, is I ink up the stamp without using a stamp platform. So this is a technique for anyone who doesn't have a stamp platform. It works great. I am using gold pigment ink by Lisa Horton. And then you also saw me cutting half a piece of printing paper, and I'm putting it inside of my card base to make sure that there's not going to be ink transfer to the inside. And then I'm gonna just turn it around, press it down well. I usually like to bring like a towel and press it. This time I just did it with my fingers so you can see that it transfers beautifully. Sometimes when you use your platform, it doesn't transfer this great. And then I just use a microfiber towel and water, and I cleaned it all up and I started back. And then I also cleaned my desk. But that's it. I am not going to show you all of this on screen more times, but I do this off screen every single time I make a card and I use a background stamp. For this first card design, I'm just going to use 3 hearts. I chose them in different sizes and I'm going to kind of glue them like a triangle. Later, I can add a sentiment to it. I can use it for a birthday card, for someone I like. I like that they are happy colors, so I could really use it all year long for several different occasions, right? I could use it for anniversary or for wedding, even like of a friend of mine who I know it's very informal. I could do that. And because I have the double-sided adhesive in the back, I can just remove the protective layer and stick it down wherever I want. So this one was the quickest and easiest one to make. I am not adding a sentiment to it now. I'm going to do it later when I need it, when I choose the occasion and the person I want to give it to. But as I said, I'm probably not going to use this one like a Valentine card. And just bear in mind, I am using all the colors of the rainbow here, but you could use just shades of pinks and reds and corals and get a more Valentine's looking card, I guess. So for the second one, it's exactly the same idea as before, but this time I'm using this beautiful Simon Says stamp that has way more detail. The other one was very simple, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just using a little bit of ink. This one is Fog ink, I think by Simon, and stamping very faint details on the back, 3 hearts, and my sentiment. The sentiment is the same one I'm going to use for 3 cards, and it's die cut from an Altenew die set. I am trying to save a bit of time on these videos, so I'm not going to add a list. I'll tell you later what happened. But if you want to know any of the products I'm using there, I'm not showing on screen, let me know and I'll look it up and I'll tell you, I'll answer with the messages on YouTube. Now, for this one, from here on, I lost all my footage, folks, and I'm going to apologize. But this one, I'm going to show you and explain. So I measured, I believe, 1.5 inches from one end and 1.5 inches from the opposite end. And I cut it diagonally, right? You're gonna end up with 2 pieces. They're exactly the same size, and you can line them up and sandwich either a piece of vellum or acetate in between them. I am using vellum because I'm mad about it. But you could use any measurements. There is no right or wrong. Just make sure that whatever measurement you use on the bottom, you use on the top. That's it. So you have a diagonal line, and it could be straight as well. I'll have another video, the video I'm going to post next week. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do it, to do the same idea. Yeah, this one I'm using a diagonal cut, a diagonal line. You can see here the 2 pieces are exactly the same measurement. If you use the same measurement on the bottom and then the opposite end on the top, you're gonna have the same result. And then I'm gonna need a piece of vellum. So what I did here, I lost the footage and I'm showing you. Pretend that this one on top is the one that folds, and the other is the inside of your card base, right? So you need a vellum panel that is the same size as your card. Here they are different, but pretend that they are the same. So all I did was I added a line of glue on top of that vellum, and then glue on the back of my piece, my flap that has the diagonal cut, and I laid it down. That's going to pick up the vellum, right? And they're going to be stuck together like this. And then I pressed it down to spread that glue. And then I glued the other diagonal on the inside, which I'm going to do now. And then I stamped it as I stamped before. This time I used a different stamp with scripty sentiments on it, all over it. And this one is about friends. As I said, these cards are making all of them thinking more about my friends, the people I love, and the people I usually send cards to. Some of you watching me are some of my friends. They are going to end up receiving 1 or 2 of these cards. I love this one. I love the words for friend, right? So I added a massive heart in the center, 3 tiny ones around like confetti. And I also used the gold ink. I also added a gold strip on the inside and the outside because that double-sided adhesive is clear. You don't really need to hide it. You can still see the colors of the strip coming through, and you have a good area on the inside to write your personal sentiment. Now, this is another idea. I used a background die with tiny hearts, and I die cut it out of pearlized cardstock. Added 3 of my hearts, 2 plain ones, and my sentiment, and I grouped it all on the bottom of the card. And it had a panel on the inside as well. I have these hearts that I die cut, like the inside of that die, and I've die cut in previous years in different colors, and I keep them all. I save them all in a small container, so when I need it, I can use it either as shaker bits in a shaker card or as confetti, like I'm doing on these cards. This one is also a background die, and it has kind of a lattice. I added a cream panel behind it, the biggest heart, and my sentiment. This one I had only 1 heart left. So I cut the letters LVE to write love and use the heart inside of the letter. Instead of the letter O, a background die with the tiny hearts open, and a red card base to make those tiny hearts pop. So these are all the ideas. I am sorry I lost all that footage. I am rusty. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So I will have another video next week, and I'm going to try to edit and do the voiceover as quickly as I can. I hope you like these ideas, and I'll talk to you next week. Happy crafting. Bye.